Do-do-do-do. Welcome back, everybody. Great intro, Blitz Dota.
Thank
Infamous Virtus Midas Club Elite game number 2. We are going to have a first pick starter.
Ooh, like that. Alright, I'm told that Infamous is the much better team, but my boys on the Midas Club,
10 seconds remaining.
you know, I saw that draft, I was like, outpicked.
Uh-huh.
They could have played that better, though. They could have been more elite. They were like Midas Club, pretty good. But if you want to upgrade yourself to elite status, you've got to spend at least $300 or more.
Team pick.
Dazzle Centaur, I think that is a very good trade. Give away first pick starter. Get Dazzle, probably one of the best supports out there right now.
10
And a
seconds
Centaur.
remaining.
You've got
5 seconds
great
remaining.
initiation, strong saving power, really heavy damage mitigation between those two heroes.
Reserve time.
Have you guys on DC, have you, because I'm watching NA, right? NA's just like been buffing up like one core.
Okay?
Have you guys noticed this in your games? Have you noticed it in other regions? It does seem to be something specific that's come out in just in this qualifier, basically.
I think it's especially with like heroes like Dusa or SF, it's always been a thing where
Sure.
you do this like Ogre or you do this Venge, and then you just artificially make your X hero that was not very strong incredibly strong.
Sure, that was always the strategy, but
Yeah.
here it's like almost every single game we're seeing it, and it's
It's
not
'cause
just those heroes.
I think
we're
it's
seeing
like I think it's because like Ogre especially is very strong.
Ogre and Magnus in
Yeah,
particular.
I
has
mean
been
Mag
quite
is
strong,
Mag has
so-
been absurd for Mag's been like a secret hero for us for like quite some time.
So if it's because of like those heroes just becoming more prevalent, then naturally you're just going to draft strategies that work
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah, for sure. The name of the game for me, like the reason why I was so annoyed last game was because, like Midas Club Elite were playing so well, but they just weren't decisive. In a game like this, I feel, going back to your point, I'll go back to your point in a second, but like I like decisive Dota. In the game that we just saw, Alliance versus Bear. Spoiler alert! I think a little bit of decisiveness could have won that game. And in this game right here, like they had this idea, and it was probably some of the better Dota I've seen all week. This random South American team, Midas Club Elite, that I don't really follow, they played such a good early game. It was very clean. All their rotations were sick. Then they did what every amateur team does, and they just decided to make this decision somewhere along the way to farm. And I think a lot of that comes down to Pedro. If I had to speak to Pedro, I'd say, Pedro, está correcto.
What does that mean?
They're coming.
For the limited amount of Spanish you know, that was very well put. I like that a lot.
So, just everybody...
Did you just have to run through like the 50 words that you know in Spanish and cobble some sort of message
Oh, dude,
together?
I watched Archer recently, and he was speaking Portuguese. Portuguesa. But in all honesty, like, this idea of, like, farming right now is kind of like, it's bad. When you stop to farm, the way that I put it, and the most succinct way I can put it is, if you always say that you're waiting for next item, then there's somebody else on your team that will be close to the next item. Dota is a decisive game. At some point, you have to make the decision to go as a group, make a play happen, and that's where I felt like he faltered a little bit. But as a whole, I thought they played very well. I thought they outdrafted the crap out of them. Like Bardo, everything he did. His Blink Dagger decision on Earth Spirit, he played those kicks, those Pele kicks, just kicked the crap out of them. And, it felt like he was on the same page, but as a leader, part of it is also getting your team to do the things that you want them to. But sick draft, he incredibly outdrafted Infamous, in my opinion.
10 seconds remaining.
But this time around, it's a little bit different. I am not the biggest fan of Darkseer Slardar, by the way. Ask me why.
Why Blitz Dota?
Because we have lost with that combination at ESL Genting.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Genting, I do remember Slardar was all the rage at that point in time.
We got destroyed. We lost confidence in that hero a little.
Okay, you lost with it. You guys suck. that doesn't mean that the picks and the strategy by itself is bad.
It was more like a best of 3 meta that had developed that made it bad.
Okay.
Because it was very clear that newbie had an understanding of how to play against this hero. But Infamous, part of it is like
how do you play against this?
you have to make it so that Slardar has no game.
Okay.
You can't give him a free lane. You have to rotate around. You have to follow him around a lot. Just annoy the crap out of him. If you let Slardar set the pace, then he gets a Blink Dagger and Amplified damage is incredibly effective.
Well, how can you commit that much resources to countering a 4 position?
What they did last time when Newbie played against it, it was they picked a Sand King, and it's like Sand King stun is so much easier to hit than Slardar stun. They pick like Sand King Rubik, and imagine you're this Slardar. Every time you try to walk up, you're just getting lifted, then Burrow Striked, and then immediately killed because you have Sprint on.
Right.
But for Midas Club Elite, they don't really have that. So their safe laner needs to just be powerful.
Has to be able to deal with the aggro dual lane with
10
Ion
seconds
Shell on
remaining.
creeps all the time. Lifestealer's out there in the
5
pool.
seconds remaining.
He's not fantastic at being able to deal with that kind of
He's out
aggression,
now.
But
Reserve time.
what?
He got banned.
Did
Yeah, you see Lifestealer banned.
Oh, he was the first ban.
Yeah, that's surprising.
All right, well, never mind.
And Weaver was banned too. That was a very smart ban.
Yeah,
Remember,
Weaver was definitely the hero.
my
that I
whole
was
thing
thinking of first.
whenever I play against Weaver is like, if you don't have any disable, it feels like the new Storm in that regard. You just get like,
Did you just go like?
yeah, you just get.
Is that your sound effect for Weaver moving around and owning the game?
Yeah, it's just like no, it's like a he denies you. He's just like, it's like a buzzer. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
what
better,
you're
I
saying.
guess.
Yeah.
No, but that sounds like a bed creaking. It's like,
Ursa Warrior.
Ooh, that is a good pick. Big fan of that.
Radiant team pick.
Does Ursa really deal with Darkseer spam though?
Yeah, I think it's okay. The only thing with Midas Club Elite's lineup that makes me questionable is they need some hitters. They need some tower hitters. If you don't hit buildings in a game like this, life is going to be so rough for you. It's like not an enjoyable game to play against no tower hitters.
So tower hitters that you have left. SF is still in the pool. Mid heroes. I'm sure there's some melee heroes out there that hit towers. Jug's gone.
Man, we have 200 loyal South American viewers. I'm hyped for this.
Ignore the monotone in Blitz's voice. He's being serious.
I actually am.
I
Like,
know you are. I had to explain that for
yeah,
them. Blitz likes intimate experiences.
I do. That's why
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I feel
5
like
seconds remaining.
it's more special that way. It's like an experience that only we can have together. Like you can watch a replay of it, but it's like you weren't there. You know, it's like you weren't there, man. I enjoy it a lot. That's why I quit casting in the first place, because it just gave me a lot of anxiety. But Slark, good pickup. You just keep hitting into that centaur, dog. Dazzle against Slark.
They're going to need a pretty fast mid laner for that.
Oh man, I mean, what mid laner even wins you this? Like Alk,
Radiant team
Alchemist,
For what? For who?
for Midas Club Elite. They've got to deal with the Slark. They have no disable. They've got to deal with this. If I'm Infamous, I'm taking. Who am I picking here?
10
Like who just like
seconds
poops on
remaining.
them? I'm gonna take off my headset and guess before I see the pick. Okay.
5
Okay.
seconds
Look away.
remaining.
All right, look away. Blitzdota has his headset off. He is
Reserve
shielding
time.
the right side of his face to prevent him from looking at
5
my monitor.
seconds remaining.
they will take
Medusa.
Slark.
Dire team
think
pick.
You won't guess this.
I think they will pick the Storm hero.
No.
Did they take the Razor hero?
No. They picked a Medusa, dude.
Really?
Medusa with a Slark.
That
10
is surprising.
seconds
That
remaining.
is very surprising.
You are correct. I would have never guessed that. That's
so-
like a North American, South American special. Random Medusa.
Yeah.
Let's-
There is no buffing up this hero. There, I mean, there's Corrosive Haze, but that's about it. You have a very slow lineup in Darkseer and Slark. You could have slowed it down even further with the Medusa.
Your lanes are gonna be pretty stable though.
Your lanes will be very stable, yes, but once you hit the mid game,
Pick Alk.
should just start destroying, right?
Midas, you club of elites. Take the Alchemist hero. Show these fools they're wrong.
Okay, what about the difference between like Alchemist and like say SF?
SF's
Instead
not
of
bad here
building
too.
it, right?
I'm down for SF.
He has some AoE to be able to deal with.
Oh,
Slark.
you know what the next level is if you take Necro here, or Storm. But you're right. So boring. It's the right pick, but it's like it's too safe. You know, you're just like you gotta YOLO. YOLO.
Yeah, I oftentimes YOLO my opportunity to get into the Kiev Major and win thousands, possibly millions.
We
of
did do
dollars.
that. Of all people, we get to comment on that.
Yeah, but we didn't have a real shot blitz. These guys are already in the playoffs.
That's true. We definitely
Would we if we were in Midas Club Elite's position, would we be YOLOing out?
Yeah.
I mean,
one
that's
of the
because
most-
we're ballers.
It's one exactly. It's one of the most baller things to do is when you're in a position to care and you don't.
Look at me, I'm so cool. I
Yeah,
don't
not
care.
if you don't care. If you don't care the majority of the time, then you just suck.
10 seconds.
Then you're just a
remaining.
poser. But when you don't care when it matters,
I mean, your life just sucks in
yeah.
general.
When you
Just
care,
always-
when you don't give a shit when it matters, that's when you know you've just made. You're just like the coolest guy in the entire world. Like if
Or
I'm in
you're
the
just an asshole.
yeah, if I'm in the finals and it's like like free to bet and leave the game, that's like one of the coolest things ever.
Oh, okay. My Dota is not reacting well to all this.
What's going on, dog?
I don't know. We're good now. Pause. Make sure everyone's computers all loaded up. Good things happen. And away we go. Smoke's out. TP's away. Trying to get those aggressive wards down. Bardo is already getting them a mid ward.
Dude, I kind of want to do this, the challenge for casters thing.
Oh, yeah.
I would like everybody to do that. It would really show you who knows, like, Dota and how good they are at predicting the map and stuff like that. I would love that.
Well,
I would-
maybe if you become a caster again,
Maybe.
you could do something.
Forehead. Alright. Smokes. Been popped. I wonder what the efficiency is of giving this bounty rune to your support is. Now that I'm playing support, I'm curious. Now that I'm playing...
Didn't I have this conversation with you?
Yeah,
I think
and
it was
think
at a pub sometime.
Yeah, and
I
I
was
think
like,
it's-
these battle runes aren't nearly as important as
30
they
seconds
once
to
were. I was
Yes.
like, do you really need your core to pick up that bounty rune? Like, I feel like in some situations you could give it to your support. You're like, no, dude, no.
In all honesty,
That bounty rune is mine.
in all honesty, it probably is still a core thing because that 100 gold isn't going to change things one way or for another. Or whereas like your core can get like an early PMS by the first wave, which is kind of cool. But it's more just like the greed in me.
I mean, your support can get faster boots.
Yeah, I'm going to learn how to play Earth Spirit for the next qualifiers.
Oh yeah.
Bardo has inspired me. My boy Bard. Bardo, I love you, but you're gonna lose this game.
Bardo the Bard.
Yeah, Bardo the Bard. You are infamous, I believe, has the superior draft.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I was with you until that last pick, Medusa.
I thought it did not matter. In honesty,
Okay.
I think they. Okay, so let me.
I think they
let me
could have
bring it.
sealed it, but they gave Midas a pretty.
Let me
decent
let me
opening.
break it down to you, fool.
All right.
So, there's a reason why we keep seeing Medusa versus SF. Would you like to know that reason, Austin? As Ryokugu just takes like 2,000 damage from Bardo the boss. It's because, think about what SF does. He shoves the lane and he makes it hard for any mid laner to stay against him. Correct? So you end up taking his tower very early, and then you get map control with SF. But Medusa's like the exact same thing because he's got perfect sustain with the Mystic of Snakes.
Right.
Oh, Ryokugu.
So you're making sure that your mid tower does not go down
Yeah.
under any circumstances. If they're gonna have to take that tower, they're gonna have to go on a Medusa first, and that's always going to be a little bit troublesome.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm pronouncing that dude's name right.
I'm with you on that. Yes, that tower should not be going down
Yes.
in the first like 10 minutes.
That is Deuce's zone.
15 minutes. But what about like 15, 20, 25 minutes when Deuce is kind of a shitty hero? Slark is like, oh, I have my Shadow Blade,
Slark will
but
own.
I'm a pick-off hero.
Yeah, but the 4 heroes I think will create enough space. I think the 4 heroes will create enough space.
I mean, I just see Midas Club Elite just like balling out of control.
No, I don't think Midas Club Elite is gonna Midas Club it up. They're gonna be like the 120 GPM Club Elite.
That's pretty close to Midas, though.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, look at Bardo though. How do I root against him? You're just the Ultra Space Creator.
Meanwhile, our top lane, the Ursa, currently sitting at 7-2.
It's a hard
So
life.
his CS is not being completely denied by the Darkseer.
It's not great though, because he's taking a lot of. He should be taking a lot more damage than this. Ooh, they pop Shrine without the Slardar. Feels bad, man. Oh, it feels bad.
He's like, what about me, guys? What was? Okay, this is an interesting maneuver.
Ooh, I like
They
this.
TP the Witch Doctor up to the shrine, gonna rotate
Oh,
in. Oh my
what?
goodness, he
Bardo?
almost died there, Bardo. Man,
B-Dog?
if only Pedro was around.
B-Dog? Oh, look at this blind raise attempt. Dang, son. It's getting
Bardo's
so late.
gonna run into the Slardar Witch Doctor. Run, Bardo, run!
No!
Bardo's-
Your illusions have turned against you!
Bardo's not making it out of here. First blood.
Dude, he's gonna get gold off of this too. Ah! That's 1 gold. Hit it. Hit it, hit it, hit it. 1 gold, 1 gold! Ah.
7 gold.
7 gold. I'm blind. This SF was...
So apparently illusions, you get more golds as the game scales.
Yes,
I did not.
they get stronger. It's not a lot of gold though. I kind of wish Ice Frog buffed it a little bit. But Kuku is getting kind of crushed.
Kick. And nails benches. Not nearly enough to be able to do much about it.
Have I am I pronouncing that right? I never know what the anime name. Did I ever tell you the story of how Purge had to correct a Playboy Playmate into a pronouncing of an anime name? This is a real story.
What? No, I need to know this story.
Okay, while there's a lull. So I used to do this segment with NASL. Do you remember that company? They used to
Yeah.
run StarCraft events.
Yeah.
And they had hired this girl named Lauren, who was at one point or another a playmate or something like that. So anyways, she was doing a segment on like cool tattoos or something like that. And this guy had a tattoo from Naruto. And she was asking the room, she's like, how do you pronounce this word? And she's like, is it Orochi? And she's like, and then Purge just like sighs, like very exasperated. And he's like, it's Orochi. And then he just looks super disgusted. As if this girl's like...
But Purge isn't even like, he's not a
He
weeaboo.
does watch Naruto.
Okay.
That's his
all
one
right.
thing that you might not know about Purge,
I
but he
did not
reads
know
the
that.
manga. So
Okay.
he was quite disgusted with...
Hold on, kick, nice double kick there from Bardo. Lilosa is gonna be able to
They
finish
got
him
him.
off with a double edge, but he does
get
have
outta here.
Maledict on him.
Ben
He's gonna
Jazz.
take a lot of
He's
damage
got
in the
leap.
process.
He's got
He has
leap.
to dodge this pounce. Oh, he doesn't get hit by it. Oh my God, is he away? Go, Lilosa, go! Get to the shrine. There's
Oh.
no shrine.
Oh, he
my
missed!
God, he cheated.
Not like this.
Oh my God! You know what the baller play would have been?
What?
Lilosa turning around and double edging.
Oh, no, dude. I think the right click gets up first.
No, dude. Believe in yourself.
Believe in the me that believes in you. Yeah, but Purge just looks super disgusted in this chick. He was just like... she was very attractive. And Purge was just like, not today. Principles, man. That's how I know Purge is the coolest guy ever. Because he could have given a shit, you know, and like sucked up to this girl.
Yeah, he could.
And he just did not.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Ask him about that story. It's a real story.
Centaur working on his level 6.
Yeah. Purge is a closet weave, man.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I revealed something I shouldn't have, but he is. Just what the doctor ordered. Alright, Pedro's got some raindrops. Very good item against Deuce. I mean, I feel like I've seen this matchup like 15 times this week. Man, Forgotten Sun. Just casually takes the damage. See what I mean though? Slardar Darkseer It did not do a thing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised.
I told you, dude, this lane, it's not like Spirit Breaker, because Spirit Breaker has charge and bashes you and is generally like a cow.
Can't you just like run up the side here, Slardar?
I don't think so. I don't think it
Do
works
that.
the same. Because you're not very tanky on Sladar. You know, whereas your Spirit Breaker with like 2 gauntlets and you got like 900 HP. It's stupid.
Bardo giving him the zoning boulder.
Bardog? 345 move speed to 355 move speed. Sad.
You're still down with the 4 position Slardar, though, right?
I'm down with it. I'm down to clown with it. I just don't think Darkseer is a thing.
Velosa, that probably wasn't the play. He does have a stomp here and an ultimate, but
Oh,
now
no.
Bardo tries to save him, bail him out. Save a friend syndrome just means Benjis will get a double kill.
Damn it.
Mandy has a surge coming up. Should be okay.
Yeah, they have no way to kill him. In fact, he's gonna
Just make
TP.
sure.
He's like, what if I get body blocked here and die? I would look like a fool.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Did I ever tell you about the time I played against Benjaz in a pub? He was playing Slark and he called GG and he pretended to sell all his items. So I clowned around, but all he did was drop them and show himself.
Yep.
So then they killed me
Is under attack.
through. Never forgave him for outthinking me there.
That's I mean, that's pretty next level. Dropping her items.
It
and
was
showing
incredibly
yourself.
next level.
Yeah.
I was like, ha ha ha, South American player.
Because I know Benjis does the fake GG, but I've
Yep.
never.
No,
heard
he
of
next
that.
leveled me. He actually just pooped on my self-esteem after that game. I could never trust again. Bardo at bottom.
Smoke up between Mandy and Wu Dota.
You see what I mean though? It feels like there should be more synergy than there is.
Yeah.
But there just isn't. Like, he hasn't secured anything for this Darkseer in reality. He's got 31 CS. That's
Pedro
less than
is
Centaur.
not chilling out there, friends. He is not mids. In fact, he's not even. They're going to go into the jungle thinking SS farming one of
Pedro's
these
a
camps.
boss,
It's
except
not
when he
the
farms
case.
too much.
Well, farming too much is exactly what he needs to do right now.
Yes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
This is so
structures
much
are
wasted time
fortified.
for them.
See, they've just trapped each other. This isn't a good synergy. This isn't a union made of love. Oh, they're gonna do the roll. Bardo's about to hit level 6. Do you realize this, Austin?
He's not going to make the same mistakes from game 1.
Get a Midas, dude.
He's going to be a farmer.
Be the elite. We are farmers. Bum 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 bum. This Centaur's getting pretty huge, dude.
Line double raise. Not on the mark there.
Ooh.
Man, this bear set is really.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You're a fan?
The Centaur ultimate. They're going to try and run down a sprinting Slardar. Not able to get close enough for the aftershock, though.
You like the set?
No, it makes him look too red. So all I think is he's enraged when I glance at him.
Ah. Certain. He is going Helmet Dom. Is he? Is that a Vlad's?
On the Darkseer?
No, on the Ursa.
Oh, yeah. He's going glass.
That's rare.
That is rare. I don't believe we're supposed
Look
to
at this
go-
mid tower.
Radiant's middle tower
Dusa just lost
is
it.
denied.
And this is all because of Bardo the boss. You're not supposed to lose his mid tower like this though. It kind of sucks. It did get denied, which lessens the sting a little bit, but quite annoying.
Midas Club Elite. Gonna keep it fast. Gonna rotate to bottom lane, but they do need to help out their Ursa. He's popped the Enrage. They do have a TP coming in. Dazzle, probably all that's required here as he gets off the right Shallow Grave. He should be fine, but that's not even needed. So they're just gonna pounce on this tier 1 tower. Midas Club Elite did cancel one TP, that's the Centaur, so they probably won't be able to stop this push at top.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah. Infamous being a lot smarter about it this time. This Dusa, she's just gonna hit this tower. Try to catch up in this tower game.
Is under attack.
Don't think that Midas Club should give this up though.
The mid tower. Give up top, but protect mid at all
Dire's
costs.
structures are
Exactly.
fortified.
Tops of whatever tower. You're not there instantly, it's not yours. You've lost the right to own that tower.
And it does seem like whenever you give it up, the enemy team wastes a lot of time.
They're not giving it up.
Wow. Pedro comes in with his haste rune.
That is a hasted Pedro. That's one way to defend it.
Just run really fast and right click really hard.
They didn't even commit to that really though. Infamous, there's 5 heroes up there for them, but there's only 3 from Midas Club. I don't think Midas Club should have been able to hold this. That's why they're not Midas Club mediocre. Do you know what they are, Austin?
Midas Club economy class.
Nice. I signed up for all those, by the way. The airline stuff?
Finally signed up for airlines?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
You weren't doing it when you were commentating?
Nope. That was a real mistake.
That you were throwing money away.
A lot of business class flights I could have put on there.
Yeah. Especially now that those business class flights are gone.
Good game. Get me out.
They'll come back, I'm sure. Woo Dota!
They're gonna be 5-man up here, and Slark is not. This is a minor issue.
Radiant's top
I don't know. Midas Club has done this twice now, where they take the enemy safe lane tower before the enemy takes the off lane tower, and that's kind of a worrying trend for me.
tower is under attack.
They're gonna back out.
Look how much
They're doing
space it's
mid
given
once
this
again.
Centaur. Like he straight up almost has a blink dagger hood. This Ursa is about to get a blink and an Aegis. Like you gotta defend something, Infamous, or they're just gonna keep. You know, they're gonna punk you guys.
Roshan is gonna die in the next overpower swipe fest, so they're gonna go. They need to go now. They don't have vacuum, so they're not gonna be able to put a stop to this one. The agent's picked up, and now Infamous are actually out of position.
Midas
here. Maybe
Club.
Midas Club can catch something, but
Everything they touch turns to gold.
and another pause. I'm so hungry.
We're getting sandwiches, don't worry.
Oh, that is
What time did we eat yesterday
not
at?
terribly
1?
appetizing.
Did we eat at Uno? Or Dos?
I don't know, dude.
I got the Midas touch. Somebody said a player/caster can have great game sense but poor mechanics, and as a result have a lower MMR. I'd say most casters tend to have a better game sense than a good deal of top players, simply because they watch games from a very high level more often.
Oh boy.
That might be the most triggering thing I've ever read.
Blitz Dota, as a high level player yourself and a coach for a top tier team,
I would say this is.
do you believe that the casters in Dota have a better game sense than most pro players?
I would say that casters have the same game sense as most 6K players,
Dire's top tower has fallen.
because it is very hard to teach yourself the game independently.
Kind of you.
Yeah.
Because the things that matter in Dota are like draft and movement. Take Quinn for example. Quinn is a 8.5k player, very talented, but he does not read the game
No.
and he does not draft.
No.
And those are the things that matter. As a mid player though, fantastic. Love Quinn. Think he could easily be a top player.
Dire's
But somebody
top
does
tower
have to teach
is
him
under
those things.
attack.
And I'm gonna be real, Austin. It's not gonna be you.
But why not, Blitz? Reddit just told me that most
You do
Reddit-
watch the
most
game a lot,
casters
yeah.
have- I watch a lot of Dota. It's absolutely true, though. Speaking as someone who has taken a lot of time to try and watch replays and learn the game by myself. Like, you know, as I started doing more analyst stuff and stuff like that, like, it's just like, you do not do very well. It's so much faster to learn in a team environment, like Veggies or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's like a refresher
so
course.
fast.
It's really nice, right?
Yeah.
Like you show up, you're just like, oh, that's how Dota is right now. Cool.
Yeah. It's like learning through replays is like the same as learning through pubs.
Yeah.
It's like a slow grind that barely gets you
Oh,
much information. Nice job.
Benyas!
You're gonna be able to lay down the counter wards.
Oh!
But they still got it.
Dunked on.
Nice play by Midas Club.
Got him. Look at this Pedro, by the way. No BKB fan. No Hurricane Pike.
Oh man, they're just a little bit late.
Yeah.
Bardo.
Even bigger fan of this no Hurricane Pike. He's gonna go straight Dragonlance Butterfly boss build. Big fan of Pedro's build this game.
Yo, Bardo.
Radiant's bottom tower
Bardo
is under
is making
attack.
his team.
Woo!
He's making his team go to his decisions. He's like, I'm going Blink again, and you motherfuckers better move around the map and do things.
Did you know he had Midas queued up for a second? Too?
I know he did.
He's like, guys, last time I know what happened, but if you do this to me again, fuck you all.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't even care about game 3. I will forfeit.
I will turn this car around so fast.
Jump here.
Oh
they get
my
the silence
God.
off. They need a little bit more disables though. To
And he
really
drops the
catch
wall.
Medusa.
Ooh, that was surprising.
Lalosa is in a position. Gets Lord crushed.
They
first.
have so little ways to initiate.
They still gonna be able to catch the Starks here?
They are
It's not
trying.
Possible.
I don't think it's possible either.
A little bit of waste of time, but they can push out top a little bit while they're here. I'm sure Medusa will not be caught twice. Pedro rolling on up on Wu Dota. Get him, boy! Yeah, raise! 2 shots and a raise is all it takes. Pedro claims
That
a
is surprising.
nifty little kill. That's actually a really important kill. He had his Blink Dagger. You see that? After death, he
Oh,
had 1,900
no.
gold. He had that Blink Dagger coming. And Infamous desperately need that initiation.
They really can't take fights without it. I changed my mind. I don't know why I ever doubted my Midas Club boys. I really didn't think Benjas could die in this game, though.
But he did.
That
And
was
they have a decent amount of AoE.
that was really impressive what they did at bottom.
Earth Spirit is very good versus Slark, right? And Centaur's pretty pretty good versus
Don't
Slark.
you get pooped on a Slark?
Huh?
Because you just keep dark packing everything off.
Well, I mean, you still have a good AoE damaging stun, so you wait out Dark Pact,
Yes.
so you can still control the Slark. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest problems, is not having abilities to control Slark after he pops heal. You can't just always rely on being able to insta-pop the Slark before he gets ulti off.
Is under attack.
Wow, they are
Dire's middle
just
tower
going for
is
it.
under attack.
kill skis. Oh my god, look at that.
Rage and tanks the death. All right.
And rage amp damage is so insane. Or amp damage plus
Valid,
yeah,
ward.
valid.
That's ward.
Oh,
Kick.
that blink
That's
kick.
Slightly off the mark, but that's okay.
Bardo, you got a blink dagger again. This is where you regret Dota.
I like that Infamous are not bringing benches back. They feel pretty
Yeah.
confident in defending.
I honestly just like the fact that Midas Club are going for it with their SF this time. They understand their SF is he's so strong. Like he's actually a fucking beast. This is a butterfly SF at 19 minutes into the game. You are not touching this man with your hands. They want an initiation though. Just, they don't really have the best easy high ground for this. And they have a gem too. Like you don't want to lose this gem.
Tier 3, 600 HP. If they could just siege a little bit more, you cannot disjoint that with Blink. Not with the Blink that short anyway. So they just decide to back out.
Don't
Crap.
think that the SF should have been so afraid though.
Yeah, he was playing pretty scared.
Don't think he can die.
unnecessarily. I mean,
He
they've
has
got-
Grave.
Yeah, they have Grave.
Yeah.
And then they've got.
No one's fighting this
Sentinel.
guy. If they get in melee range, he's just gonna pop his ult, get graved.
Well, Midas Club are not backing out entirely.
Are you going to pop that ultimate? Blink forward. The smoke pops. They're going to be able to catch Forgotten Sun here. Burst him down. Also catch the Slord Arm.
That's a wall use
And
too.
Manny,
He can't die here.
Manny's also going to die. Great initiation there from Midas Club.
That was sick. They baited out Pedro. They're like, oh, the Shadow Fiend's mid. Now we can, leave our base a little bit, establish some vision, do some stuff.
Oh man, they just went straight to high ground. The mid lane's pushing in, so they're going to go straight for that tier 3 tower.
The Centaur's going to tank it, and they're going to take this is going to be Rax.
Man, Midas Club Elite were listening, man.
They
They
were just
understood the mistakes they made.
they really did. This is called learning. And knowledge is power, and they are so powerful right now.
Pedro is going to be targeted. He does have that butterfly. They also have the Shallow Grave ready to go. He's going to try and get it loose the ultimate, unable to get it off. Theo does manage to get off the Shallow Grave just before he goes into Stone Fate, but I believe Pedro is dead. He's going to be left behind. A big explosion almost brings Vengeance down, but
That's
Bardo
an early Rax.
can't really commit. They get an early melee Rex and tier 3, leaving Shrines open. They're still going to try and catch more because the amplified damage is on the Ursa. Wutoda may be here, yes, but, well, maybe the Slark's coming or not.
Very good on Rage. Pop that off.
They're still going to try and go on him underneath.
Ooh, he
the
is
shrine.
dead.
Now, he is very dead, but maybe Bardo and the rest of his boys can actually catch something here. Double silence, double ultimate as well. Taking down the Slardar. Slark's going to be able to
this is
revive,
not
though.
the
Midas
kind of
Club, they
return.
cannot fight this one without their Centaur. The Shalgrave goes off from Theo, but he's still going to get caught.
Okay. What could have just been one hero?
And this is Slark. He could just go straight to hitting that tier 2. He's got 33. He's got 99 agility.
Oh my god, that's so much.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not just going straight for objectives. I think
Because
they could.
farming is really what matters in Dota. Because creeps are life.
Creeps up. PvE.
This is not what you wanted, my friend.
What surge is this?
Crimson Guard being worked on for the Centaur. Gonna have death so soon on the Ursa, so they get any one of those stuns from the Centaur or the Earth Spirit on the Slark, it's just gone. He's gonna evaporate. But they're gonna try and go on this Ursa. Slater is up. They make a jump and burst him down so quickly. No opportunity for the enrage. And Lolosa looks like he got clipped by a multi-shot. Was able to get unable to get his blink forward.
Do not
Wasted
let this
stuff.
Slark hit you anymore. At one point, he had 109 agi.
Yeah, you just got to remember that Slark remains quite relevant 2 minutes after a fight. So they got to chill out.
Oh my word, he was dealing damage. Do you see how fast that Ursa went down?
Yeah. Did. Now they're going to get caught again. Midas Club.
Guys.
Cass goes to the background. They're going to try and trap shield, make sure he does get out the Shallow Grave.
Oh,
It does
the
go
back
off
wall!
Anyway. Metro is doing a lot of damage, but it's just not going to be enough. Infamous surge forward, even with the Earth Spirit ultimate on them. And they take down the Earth Spirit and will focus their attention, redirect it back to the tier 2.
Slark player. Please.
Midas just need to just chill out. Wait for the Slarkets and shift stacks to fade. Wait till they have 5 heroes grouped up together. This does not need to keep going badly.
Oh, this Deuce is going to
Pedro's out of position. Theo's sitting on the side here again with the Shallow Grave ready to go. Does have the Force Staff, get some distance. That will be okay.
What you can't see.
Are a little bit more prepared this time around.
The SF's so strong. It's Butterfly, man, I'm telling you.
He's going straight for the AC next. I like that item.
If he goes and takes this Aegis, it's going to be very hard for Infamous to hold this high ground.
So Infamous, they need to find an initiation. They do manage to catch the Dazzle here with stun, but Aegis is going to go the way of Midas Club Elite. And the Desolators here as well. So the Aegis going to Pedro, but they do also have this Demolisher and the Ursa. Take down buildings real quickly, and we're going to see a quick demonstration of that on the Shrine.
Yeah, they're pinging it out. They want to take this before they do anything. And this is a very good plan. What are they going back for?
They probably just want to push out bottom a little bit, right?
Yeah.
bottom lane's the lane they actually want to push out instead of mid. Go high ground against it.
It is kind of annoying going high ground mid.
I like the choice by the Ursa to go for the Aghanim Scepter next. We saw the way that he had a combination of stuns that brought him down very quickly, so he's going to try and make sure there won't be an opportunity like that again for Infamous.
He took 15 damage over 10% lifesteal, by the way, on Slark. Is that a thing?
I think you farm faster with the 15 damage. That's what I've heard a couple of Slark players say. Because you don't need the lifesteal when you're just neutral away, right?
True.
They are going to run into the Doozy here. Doozy gets off his ultimate, but on the side, they do catch the Witch Doctor, bring him down. A vacuum, and now a Centaur ultimate gets them away. Stone Gaze actually went off on Pedro. He turned around at the last second and got turned into stone. He's going to try and get off his ultimate before his Aegis fades out. Declines it, actually, and saves it for his second life. He's just going to right-click, win the war against Slardar, looks like, as they will manage to take that kill. Meanwhile, the Medusa is brought down by the Ursa. Looks to be able to take more. Nice double edge to finish him off. Pedro, how's Pedro alive? Pedro's not alive for long, though. He killed himself with the Centaur.
I feel like he could have just gone out there.
Yeah, he definitely could have just walked away.
Ooh, but Benjaz is being chased out.
If this Slark gets found, the kick goes out.
Oh.
He misses the stomp, too. There's no catch anymore.
They were pretty close. I think they just barrel their way bottom, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Radiant top racks is now being taken too.
This Ursa knows what's up. He's already there.
Yep, this Shadow Fiend just casually walked by his illusion. They're pinging him. They're like, dude, come on. Like, come on. There's a glyph available, though, for the Radiant. In 20 seconds, this Duso will be up. They need the Shadow Fiend to be hitting this more than anything. Now he's going to walk up like a boss. Laposa's going to tank this tower. They're going to take it very fast. It's going to be two sides of racks down, too.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pop the fort.
Vacuum goes down, crushed, but a good
Very
force
good.
staff there from Pedro gets himself out of the way of that stun. And he will take this melee Rax. That was not quite the pounce. Misses out. They're going to go for Pedro here. Pedro has the extra. Oh, no, he doesn't actually. He lost his Aegis earlier. So he just gives up his life for the melee Rax once again. And Midas Club Elite will use that Centaur ultimate to get the distance for everyone to TP out. Well, maybe not everyone. Looks like Theo is probably going to get caught here.
Oh, he is so dead. I have not seen a man quite dead. Oh, he's walking to a shrine.
Don't use it, dude.
I mean, Benjaz is still going ham, but they're still losing buildings. They've got to push something here. Their Dusa is taking a little bit too long to get strong. So they're going to go push mid.
Middle tower is under attack.
I mean, that Slardar level 2 amp does hurt that SF a lot. Once he has something like a plate mail, though.
I mean, he was going for the Assault Kuros because of that, but he switched it back over now to the Scotty.
He has 2 armor. Well, outplayed.
Good stomp as the Dark Pack fades from Benjas. That's going to be a good combo of stuns. Takes a lot of damage from the tower in the process, and we'll have to back up and heal. It won't be long until they go back in. SF is actually looking to... Yeah, that was probably a good idea. It's like he's going to solo route this enemy team. I don't think that's the play.
Yeah. And here we go.
Ursa stunned up to have Shallow Grave ready to go. Nice vacuum wall in the back line. Mandy does manage to get a beautiful initiation, but the Centaur ultimate goes out, and Midas Club Elite make themselves a clean retreat. Don't lose anybody, and that will now be Infamous having a retreat. No longer having the vacuum wall. They can't challenge Midas Elite Club anymore.
And Earth Spirit goes for Yule Scepter next. They're going to push out mid together. And Midas, I mean, they could wait for the next Roshan. It is a pretty short respawn. 3 minutes only.
Yeah, they've almost got Ags on the Ursa as well, so...
Oh, he went for lifesteal this time on the SF instead of the souls. Pretty
What?
curious decision. Could have been a misclick.
Wow. I mean, with this build of AC, or not AC, Scotty and Butterfly, I kind of feel what he's saying. He's like, I've got enough damage, I just need the sustain to be able to
He's only going to have 8 armor
beat out
though.
the right clicks, but I think the AC would have been better if he went for this build.
Yeah.
Right? If he had the armor to really stand up against that Corrosive Haze, then the sustain would actually have a pretty good chance of outdoing Slark's damage, but not the case. Stunned up. Another good force staff there, preventing the house from being unplanned. Vengeance is going to be forced to use his ultimate. They got a lot of stuns, though, controlling up this Slark underneath that ultimate,
he goes down.
They will manage to bring him down. Great combo there, the Aftershock and the Centaur Stomp.
That is a lot of gold, too. They're going to grab this shrine. They might even be able to try to force this, see if he has a buyback or not. Poke.
Go high ground through top lane into mid. If
They're
there's
definitely going to do this,
buyback.
and they're going to realize quite quickly when this...
Nice double stop from Lalosa. The follow-up kick there is there from Bardo. He's going to be able to roll in, get the silence
this is
on
going to be
Mandy.
called.
That is going to be it, I think. That is 2 heroes down with no buyback, and Mega's on the way. I don't think the Deuce has the damage. He has the Scotty. They're going to turn away from this Stone Gaze. Slight retreat. Wait for that to fade out. And go back in. The creeps are still inside the base, so backdoor protection. It will still be down.
They're pinging this tower. They're like, if Benjaz had buyback, he would have done it by now.
Absolutely. So they're going to go for the Megas now. Try and finish up this melee. He has to deal with his own illusion first.
It's so strong.
That is creating some problems.
No, misses the Maledict, too.
Another stomp. Another pullback, though, into that wall. Immediately deals with his own illusion before commencing the beating of that melee Rax. That'll fall. Pedro's dropping a little bit low. They're going to force staff him down. Another melee Rax gone, but as the Slark is up, Midas Club Elite will try and retreat. Woo, double force staff into position, does manage to get the stun onto Pedro. They try and go on him, but a Dual Scepter prevents Vengeance from going forward, allowing Pedro to be able to get off his ultimate. Another force staff as he escapes from paralyzing cast, stalls up his retreat. Another good stun from Wu Dota, and it looks like they're going to be able to make the catch, but can they actually beat out Pedro in a fight? He's got the Shallow Grave, he's got the lifesteal, he is still managing to stay alive and beat on Vengeance. They brought him down 70 seconds. It's just the Medusa that they're going to save for last, and the damage is just not good enough. Maybe he can kill Theo, can't get the Ursa, and most of these other heroes will manage to run away. So Midas Club Elite pick up those shrines, heal up, and I believe go right back in while Infamous are still missing a Slark.
Yeah, and Midas are just going to use both shrines at once. They don't mind anymore. They feel so comfortable about this game. This is how confident they are. The Dazzle going to buy back as well. They're just like, we have one easy set of racks to take. That Rax, of course, cannot heal. Just going to start wailing away on it. They do have Glyph, but...
Range Rax 1 down, Range Rax 2 about to fall, and that will be big. So Infamous want to fight this one out. Oh, nice double stun into the kick once again. Bardo and Lalosa, so clutch on the initiation, will manage to pick up 2 pretty easily off of that one. And again, surround the Medusa. Medusa does have the ultimate, so they're going to pop that center ultimate to retreat. Just full-on resetting the team fight.
I mean, they have Megas right now. At just 30 minutes into the game.
And they're going to just play it real safe. Back up for Roshan.
Yep. They've taken all the shrines. They can wait for the next Roshan, which is here. It's with Cheese as well. Infamous are almost always going to be stuck inside their base. They don't really have the heroes to deal with this either. Now the Slark wishes he had lifesteal.
Yeah, he certainly does.
That was such a fast Roshan. Pedro going to get the cheese. Aegis is going to go on the Ursa. They don't care anymore. They're just like, we're so strong. This Dusa is building towards a Divine, but I feel like even with that, she's just not very tanky.
Yeah. It would mean that maybe with the Divine, they finally have to focus the Dusa and instead of leaving her for last, which is what they're doing all the time. But Satanic is going to be built for. Did you see Bardo?
What?
All right. Look at the top shrine area. Look at this.
Okay.
Right. So Bardo, he's running forward, and SF is running towards the bounty rune.
Yeah.
He rolls himself forward, kicks the SF over here, and then stands on that bounty rune, threatening to deny it. He's feeling pretty happy right now. He knows they've won this game.
This was a much more clean game. Like,
It
they were
was.
so much more decisive this game.
This
Of all the
was-
games that we only had Go 2 series, I'm happy for Midas Club. I'm glad it was this one. They played good Dota.
even better form than game 1 by far.
Yeah. This SF was just like, I have 2 items, YOLO, let's go. I didn't need 3 items to fight last game, guys. And, I mean, Infamous is going to try to hold, but still pretty dire situation.
Slowly but surely, corralling all the lanes in. Midas Club Elite setting themselves up for the most optimal high ground push to end this game. Where do they want to make their initiation? They're going to try and go on benches first, it looks like. It's pretty obvious, though.
Every time they've been able to set up the Centaur stun and a kick silence combo on like multiple heroes. Oh, that timing.
Back away there from Midas Club Elite. Back up for Smoke. They're going to show Pedro here in the bottom lane. See if they can get an initiation wrapped through somewhere near the mid lane. Heading up to top. That's where Bench is. Bench is going to get caught. He just used the Dark Pact. Even at the tail end, when they've got this game pretty much 99.99% secured, Midas Club Elite still play it just to the utmost level. Making that smoke rotation, wrap around, catching the carry. Now trying to get, oh, good vacuum wall. That's going to be pretty decent with the stone. They're actually controlling a lot of these heroes. Centaur is going to pop that ultimate, try and back himself away, but it is still not going to be enough. There's just not enough damage out of them as Medusa.
They're just clearing up shrines now. It's 3v5. Deuce is trying her best. The Shadow Fiend, though, does quite a bit of damage, and they're not afraid anymore. They're going to try to rush in on her. Kick comes in too, and this should be the game. They are going to call it.
Midas Club Elite, very well played 2-0 to them.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
Given the form that I've seen out of some of the other SA teams, I am surprised that Midas Club Elite ended up in the losers bracket like this with play like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that this kind of play, maybe they stepped up their game for the playoffs.
They did.
But
You could see even game 1, game 2. It was like
Yeah,
similar
it was
drafts,
very
but they just learned. Very well done, though. And a good game.
all right.
That's going to do it for us on this channel, homies.
Yep, we are doing no more SA games. We are tied into the loser bracket final of North America. That is going to be our last cast. I don't know. I don't think anybody here is doing SA, so I know there is an English caster in Dota TV somewhere doing it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and we'll see you on the North American show.